Greetings, ones and zeros, zeros and ones, boys and girls that are now men and women, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, spiritual beings of this matrix. Welcome. I am Clay. And today, as I'm doing this share, you may hear some noises in the background. I decided I'm going to go ahead and do the video despite the possible distractions. um, as I heard or I just watched something on YouTube and they were saying answer the call. So I may label this sheer answering the call or taking the time to speak life into my being, correcting my mistakes. And as I am here being creative in this space, um, one of the things that I'm seeing that is paramount in this share, in this time, in this episode of my life is taking the time to correct myself. And taking the time to correct myself, one of the primary tools that I'm using is word. Word sound power. Rasta will say word sound power. So the word have a sound in it and the sound have a power in it, and the power is to keep you infinite, is to keep you creative, is to keep you keep the life that you have in your being. So there are a few words that I'm refraining from saying, and as I'm refraining from saying these words, I'm detecting that there are there's doubts in these words, there's life draining forces within these words. And these two words, it's more than two, but two of the dominant words are want and need. So whenever I find myself saying that I want something or I need something, then I correct it and check myself to see where is it that I'm coming out of a lack. If you check these two words, you will see that these two words are saying something regarding a lack. You don't have something. And I'm working with the mentality that I created everything that I have here in this world. I, along with you, we are co-creators with the creators. We are co-creators with the creator. And as I am a co-creator with the creator, there's nothing that I created that I do not have. Everything that I need, quote unquote, see that again, everything that I need, which is to say that everything that I lack, I do have it. So I don't want to speak lack into my being. I want to speak not with a doubt, but I want to speak. Here I'm saying I want to. I am speaking not with a lack, I am speaking with an assurity. I am speaking in terms of me having the thing already, in terms of me having whatever it is that I desire. I desire things. I desire things that is in alignment with my being, in alignment with me being a spiritual being, not with me being a flesh being or a 666, a demonic being, because the demonic being is going to want things. And there are a few words like bless. Bless phonetically is saying be less. There's words like as I said before, want and need, even divine. Rather than saying divine, I would rather say divine, because divine has the D in front of it, and the D or the divine is to divide the unity that you have. So these words, I'm seeing that they do make a difference in my being. When I use these words correctly, um, for example, when I identify these words and I see the trauma in these words, I do have a positive affirmation. I do have a positive sense of being. It does feel good in my mental. And that takes me to what doesn't feel good in my mental, because I when I say it feels good in my mental, it there is also a signature that I am identifying in my mental that doesn't feel good. And that is now where I talk about the inverse reality, or the twin reality, or you could say the inferiority complex. You could say the mirrored reality. These are synonymous terminologies. And what is it that I am talking about? I am talking about, because I grew up in such a demonic state, right? I grew up in such a demonic state. I am 44 years old now, and my spiritual awakening process began in when I was 38. So it's been 6 years approximately, right? Now, all those 38 years before, I am saying that while I may have had genuine moments of I'm going to say genuine moments of ignorance, genuine moments of what I thought love to be. For example, I thought that I was in love with my mother and my mother was in love with me. I thought that I was in love with my parents, and my parents were in love with me. I thought I was in love with my family and my family was in love with me. Come to find out, now that I'm operating from a loving space, with assuredly, I am seeing that the people who I said loved me and who I loved, that was not the case. I'm seeing that I was using the fear modality, and fear energy, the energy signature of fear, the acronym for fear, I remind myself all the time, is false evidence appearing real. And in this false evidence appearing real, what I am saying also is that I was using an illusion to dictate. To dictate? I'm gonna go with that word for now. Okay, no. I was using an illusion to direct. There you go. To direct my path, right? And as I was using that illusion to direct my path, all the things that were being seen um, with these two eyes were illusionary. Okay. All the things that I was seeing with these two eyes were illusionary. So my perception of my mother's love, I come to realize that she was in fear herself. In her ignorance, she was exhibiting what she thought was love and what she continues to think is love. And so on with my father, so on with my brother, so on with my sister, so on with majority of this world, which is why I'm talking about the inverse reality now. In this inverse reality, you will see that, for example, the people of this world, they come up with these with the survival mentality, right? They say everyone has wants and needs. Everyone is based in lack, is what they're saying, which is in their eyes, this is a necessity. In their eyes, this is a must. In their eyes, this is what life is, right? This is reality for them. This is reality for those who are sleeping, for those who are in a unconscious state, to the reality that there is no lack. There is no such thing as lack. Lack is an illusion, right? Now, nonetheless, growing up, this is what they taught us in school, that everyone has a need, everyone has a want. And they taught me in Jamaica, that the four basic needs, I think they say you have four basic needs. You have food, clothes, shelter, and love, right? Four basic needs. That every human has four basic needs. And as every human has these four basic needs, if these are not met, then you are going to suffer, right? Now, that is a truth in a certain sense, that you need food, you need clothes, you need shelter, you need love. Now, these things are not in lack. These things are not in lack. Nothing that, none of those elements are in lack, as I would say. None of those elements are in lack. Food is abundant, clothing is abundant, shelter is abundant, and love is abundant. All these things, all those other three things before love comes out of love. And the earth loves us all. The universe loves us all. Source loves us all. So Source has ensured that every person is provided for. Not only has Source ensured that every person is provided for, um, not only is Source assured that every person is provided for, we as Source provided for ourselves because we came here to have this journey. And in having this journey, we decided what this journey is going to be. So, the inverse reality that I am talking about is that in love, those who are in fear, for example, in those four basic, quote unquote, basic needs, when you're in those four basic needs, which are four basic lacks, right, you are setting up yourself to see that, oh, I don't have this. This is not the case. We have every single thing that we, quote unquote, need. We have everything that we so call want. Our desires are met. It is for us to go into our trauma. And I'm answering the call, right, within my own soul to speak freely from my sacral chakra, my creative body, my emotional body, to talk about the call. What call am I talking about? The call of the divine, the call of your own soul. Your own soul is calling you and saying, come, it is time for us to start living in our abundance. It is saying it is time for us to start living in our assurance. It is time for us to start living in our victory. It is time for us to start living in our serenity, in our beauty, in our goodness, in our truth, right? These things are in abundance. When you're saying you need something, you're saying that you don't have love. And what I am saying is that I feel the times when I say I need something. I feel it. I feel that it is wrong. I feel that something is off. And in feeling it, I check in with my soul and say, okay, soul. I talk to my soul like it's a child. I talk to my soul like I am a child. I talk to my soul as if it's an equal. I talk to myself as if I'm in the equilibrium of love. I say, soul, how is it or why is it that you say you need something? And the soul says, because I have a trauma that I need to tend to. Whenever I say I need something, I have a trauma that I need to tend to. I have a trauma that I have come in alignment with, that it is time for me to take care of this trauma. So the trauma of feeling hunger, for example, and typically the medical field says you're going to feel hunger approximately every 4 hours. Once you eat something, it takes about 4 hours for it to digest. So you're going to feel that trauma every 4 hours. And this is a medical terminology or scientific knowledge, so to speak. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to eat every 4 hours. However, it is saying that the body, the goody, that's another word, body, because it's bad, right? However, phonetically, if you say body, right, like the English language wants you to say it, you still hear that bad in it. Bad, 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 bad. Rather than calling it a goody or a temple or a avatar. So anyways, in the avatar, in the temple, in the goody, it stimulates and says, okay, I want some food. This is it saying that I want some food. It is showing you that it is in alignment with food time. Now, if you say you want some food, you're frantic. You're operating in fear. Within me, I can feel my 1-year-old saying, oh my goodness, I'm suffering, I'm starving, I need food. You know, like a child, when a child feels hunger, even if, for example, I have 4 daughters. I have my youngest right now is a 6-year-old. And I remember when, even though she does it, when they're playing their games, right? Or when they're playing, their games and their electronics. When it's not their turn to have the electronic, they will say, I'm hungry, I'm bored, And when they say it with such virility. They say it with such passion. It's as if their world has ended, so their world has crumbled. This is the 1-year-old saying, "Oh, I'm in survival mode. I need something. I need something. I need something to fill the gap. I feel the vacuum in my soul." Right? And this is the truth of what is happening. You feel it. However, it is for you to be still, take a deep breath, re-spirit yourself, and know that this is not necessarily the case. Understand that the inner standing that you hold is one that says, "I am that I am, and I am without nothing. I have all that I need. Everything that I need is provided for." So it's for you to humble yourself, and get your avatar, your body, your goody, your temple to come in alignment with that truth, because it's gone off. It's like you've been separating. So in the 4 hours time, this is 4 hours, and throughout the 4 hours time, you're separating. This is the mentality of the body, the goody, the temple, the avatar, right? And then when you eat, that you see that gap. When you eat, you fill that gap. You come back together, and the body has something to do. So it's for you to train the body not to perceive that gap. And as you train your body not to perceive that gap, you come into an alignment with what it is that you are seeing. And you see it with children, and adults do the same thing. Because adults are, when you don't take care of your trauma, adults are grown children. You're just in a different suit. Your suit has grown, has spiraled into growth to represent something else. However, that 1-year-old, 2-year-old, all your years are still within you. So, going forward to the inverse reality, this is what I am saying, that as you grow, as you experience life, as you answer the call, you're going to feel the deficit. You're going to feel the both realities. You're going to feel the source and the non-source. You're going to feel the source, right? And in truth, in my experience, I'm feeling the source or the non-source less. I'm feeling the non-source less, particularly during full moon time, during transmutation time. I feel the non-source less. But that's for another topic. However, as I'm saying, I'm feeling the non-source less, meaning I'm feeling the body less. That is not to say that I don't feel it. And when I feel the body, when I feel the goody, when I feel the temple, when I feel the avatar, that's 4. That's a foundational balance of naming terminologies for the material. I could also go into a 5th, which is the 666, the material. So when I feel this, and the demonic, it's becoming demonic, and it's saying, I'm hungry, or it is saying, it hurts. That's the misappropriated ego saying that it hurts. That is the lower self allowing the ego, the lower ego, the lesser ego, the demonic self to rule it, to tell it what to do, right? And it hurts. So in that inverse reality, when you understand, understand, and overstand this inverse reality, it is for you to know that those who are so-called in a zombie state, those who are in a sleep state, they do not have the benefit of what it is that you have. They don't have that benefit. They have chosen to be outside of that benefit. They have chosen to at best be genuine. They have chosen to at best be genuine. And if they are genuine, they will align what it is that they are aware of with what it is that they are saying. So someone will say, I'm hungry, and they in their perception is truly hungry. Or someone will say, I love you, and they in their perception truly loves you, according to their perception. However, you who know better sees that this person is operating out of fear and therefore cannot, in their action, in their motivation, actually love you. Right? They are love as we are all love. However, they in their actions and in their motivation cannot actually love you. Right? And you who are aware of the reality of what is happening, you who are aware, you're the one who knows what love is. And you're the one who is made to feel the inverse reality of them saying they love you, and you know very well that they don't love you. It is you who love them. It is you who love them, and they have love in them. However, they are not manifesting the love for you. Trustfully, that is understandable. That is the inverse reality. And that inverse reality I feel for myself, because I feel my lower self when it is hungry, particularly for attention. When my lower self is hungry for attention and it comes and it wants the attention, I have to check it and see if it's demonic. I have to check my lower self and see if my lower self is being demonic. If it is being demonic, I have to breathe and meditate and get away from the parasites. I will not encounter or engage with my lower self when it is being parasitic, because then it's going to pull me out of my good state. It's going to pull me into a lower vibration. This is what the lower self does. To gain attention, it pulls you into a lower vibration. So this is me answering the call, and trustfully what I am saying is understandable. And as usual, like, comment, share, come in alignment and subscribe, or be in alignment and subscribe. Let me have your words in terms of what it is that you're perceiving. Is what I am saying coherent with what is coherent in your avatar, in your vessel? And with that, I say, Ashe, Amen, and Namaste.